Give thanks and praise to the Most High, Creator of nature. We do give thanks and praise. Great uprising, free people. Great uprising. For I, man, personally, I discover, say, the only reason my people have been oppressed for so long is not because my people dumb or dunce, as they would say. It's more because of the silent deception and the inducement by fraud by these corporate construct with their word wizardry. Because them present words to my people. We have legal definitions. However, they only taught our people the ordinary definitions or meaning of words, ordinarily. When there is, as we would say, three class, etymological, legal, then ordinary. But them only give our people the ordinary definition. And this is how, them keep generations of our people under their subjections. And when I say there, I talk about the artificial construct, the foreign construct, specifically corporate governments. Now, as usual, I like for, write on paper on them things that so. We are share some information as usual to bring clarity and try to, avoid the catastrophe that lies ahead. If people have correct knowledge, people should be able to make more informed decisions. And then if, as I see it out there, this tyrannical, oppression, then it's just a matter of time before the explosion occurs, where this place just erupt. Only a matter of time if we don't correct these things. Now we have the law of contracts and the corporate government of Jamaica. The state constitution of Jamaica granted the power to contract or the authority to contract to the corporate government of Jamaica. So you say there's two government, two Jamaica. When people say Jamaica is a real place, that's because it exists under the corporate construct. And you have some people say they are two Jamaica, but them not really express it this way. Because constitutionally, it met the designation. This is why you will hear them saying in the Constitution, His Majesty government now have His Majesty's Parliament now have no responsibility for the government of Jamaica. That is the business side, because the government of Jamaica is for profit, while the state of Jamaica, where we should have an office for that, should be the office of trust. You understand? But then vacate those areas. I send off some information because me are going to the court. I just make sure I send document to the Supreme Court. Notice to the Governor General's office. I'm supposed to push out a notice to Chad. I'll probably do that another day when I get a chance. And all it is just an email. You people now have to respond. While the Governor General respond, acknowledge and respond and direct me to the Privy Council, people. You understand? And that was expressive in and of itself for me, because I have to touch base over them location there. Only because we're not going to get no justice here. It's impossible to find true justice here. You won't. When I'm on a demonstrate, so the very judges are complicit in the criminal conduct only because them not give full disclosure, only because them not abide by the laws of contract. They can only induce you into contract by silent deception because nobody is explaining to you what is going on. And these criminals that are in public office that dishonor their public oath are committing treason. It is treasonous act only because our people is totally unaware. The constitutions are not in place for the man or woman. It's in place for the artificial entity, the juristic persons included. And this is why me always say create a separation of entity. For me, it's not really complex. You know what I mean? It's just that the demonic system that is out there will fight you for your right to choose to be free. They will fight because they're a criminal organization when they're operating outside of law. Yeah, man, the moment you move away from law, then you become criminal. Don't call it legality. It's criminal activity. You're fancying it up, calling it commerce. It's criminal activity only because it requires consent. And when the people do not consent, you public servants need to get somewhere. The moment you now uphold a public oath of office and the man or woman do not consent, especially when there is no criminal activity going on, you have to go on side, man. Take your business elsewhere. But here on the island, our dumb public servants with guns, the moment you challenge them authority, them get offended. This is how our police stay around here. All when them dance na blood clot. Forgive my savage language, God, this is savage time. All when them dance. When you say, who are you? What is your name? Them don't even want to tell you that. Them not have no civility, and it's not like they're an operation with them intense and affair, really focused. No, them on the street side. Them on the street side standing, waiting to capture anything with them can. Because for one, when you're outside of the scope of your authority, again, you're in the criminal realm. You have become a criminal in office once you now uphold a public oath. Because the public oath is what give you guys any kind of authority or power. And when you reject that and move to something else, then man for deal with like the criminal one is, irrespective of no so-called capacity as judge. Because uno are learned, uno for know better. Uno are commit treason in office. Uno is in dishonor, especially these traffic court areas. And now for fix it, people. Now we are saying the state constitution of Jamaica grants the power to contract to the corporate government of Jamaica to provide municipal services to the inhabitants of the island of Jamaica, necessarily as an operation of the privilege and immunity clause of said constitution. Any other person who choose to contract for its services. So it's always an offer to contract. It's always an offer to contract. But because our people do not educate their public servants correctly, they're totally unaware of the laws of contract. So with or without a constitutional, you know what I mean, connotation, if me and you not have no kind of formal agreement where we can stipulate it or present it in writing, then why do you think you have the authority for come talk to me? Why do you think you have the authority for just arbitrarily confiscate, thief my property? Why do you think you have the authority? Because you have a gun on your waist to just kidnap me and carry me through a legal process unlawfully. And then you just walk away and say, oh, it's business as usual. No. The man and the woman should be held personally liable, just like the three police were violated. You understand? And when you can excuse the younger ones, the old dunce police sergeant that cannot read and write, who is supposed to be a supervisor, you have to stand liable, man. You understand? And these people have to get checked individually. And because we know we're not going to get no true justice here, we have to try for share information and push all the efforts where we can to present the information for sure that these demonic people are wrong. And because they are demonic and wrong, we should burn them. We should burn them to them core. We should burn any which part them exists because they are criminal in their conduct and they have been perpetrating this criminal activity since 1962. Since 1962, people are just unaware. You have a group of people set up themselves as elite above the common people, and these group of people are some filthy people. You have what is known as politicians. When you check some of them background, they don't have no elite status. They might come out of the very ghetto we create them. And if you go even further, you find say a lot of them are come out of some orphanage home. A lot of these people. A lot of these people. And like me and you, we have mother and father and we know them and we grow with love and care and affection, not like us. A lot of these people grew up in all of these little boys' home and orphanage where people molest them, spoil them. And when certain society guys have them favorite, they would place them in a certain school area, universities, and pay for that. And then employ them within the political system. These, damage people. And then these very damaged people come up now and say, I'm a politician. And them have authority. You don't have no authority from me. All I can do is bully. And I can bully for so long until, we brace and we take it and return it back to you bullies. Yeah, when I say on a very house, I burn. When I say on loved ones, I burn. And then consume in the very fire. That's when another start check and start at least choose to uphold the rule of law opposed to just your office of profit. And when you do your office of profit, you fleece people, you capture people, kidnap people, and induce people by silent deception and fraud. Number one, the corporate government has been granted the power to provide and obtain services by contract. This is why we ask for the underlying contract that give you any kind of authority. Show me your delegation of authority from the Constitution. You cannot show it. None of these police officers can show a delegation of authority because they're not qualified. The only one that may be qualified is a police officer who got to do a 4-year university degree and have probably a bachelor's degree. That's the only one who really qualified if you have guns out there. Really. You other people are no different from a security guard. I'm going to say that disrespectfully. That is a truth. And you people know it. Just think about this. You see a regular little dude in the community, him grow up, soft, grow up simple, you know what I mean? And him reach the age of 18, 19, probably 20, and then decide for go turn a police. Very same soft dude. Now them give him some training, puff him up, and him have a gang. Now this soft dude is no longer soft. You understand? Yet, at the very same regular man, very same regular man, where probably barely can read and write, or read and write enough, for pass some tests and get in. Now, when this little one's now coming from all a man will have knowledge, and a man like me will say, good evening, officer, such and such, I'm outside the authority, this is my documentation, and such and such. Sometimes you just a reason with ones, and you can see the energy, the disdain on them when you talk. Because they must say, what kind of man this? Who you fear chat to? Police officer and go on like you have more authority than the government. This is their attitude. Because them dunce no blood clot. You understand them? Dunce. And them ego steer. Because they haven't been taught properly. Nobody boy you don't know nothing about law. Because the only law that is here is the constitutional law. And until I come forward as a people, look now, it was only the uptown people that can say, I got constitutional rights. Because we on this side, they must say we don't have none. And them have some public servants where work for the corporate entity. That's why they are public servant, because the government of Jamaica is a corporate entity. And its employees are public servants of that corporate entity, make them policy enforcers. They are not lawful officers, because they are no law. They are policy enforcers when they are outside of the constitutional oath of office and law. Policy enforcers, people. So I have to know the distinction. Some of these police are clueless. Them just learn now. This is why, as they go forward, people are going to start bring some serious claim against you people's insurance, because people are going to take time and share them information. And all it going to do is destroy you, police, but that not going to fix it. This is why we don't have them interested. It's just that when you're out of order and dunce, we have to embarrass, But who we really have to pay attention to are these learned people who know better, but they are profiting, like the judges. Pay attention, the judge never put her signature on no document until after you plead guilty or some sentencing or something like that. So them have the court clerks who perform as prosecutor. I call them prosecuting court clerk. They have these paper shufflers. You understand? To do all the dirty work, sign and underwrite your bond in your name, like how you said them give me a juristic person, and I tell me, say, boy, I'm obligated. I'm not obligated. I just know so I'm not criminal. I don't have a way for come and lock for just draw a card, run on a program, and then I lock people up, and then people can't get out. And then I have no way to induce all kind of illness on people by way of lupus. Lupus, I don't know. Lupus is a disease where doctor can make you get lupus, and nobody can know, say, boy, hey, the doctor induced that. That's why you can't trust these people. If probably me was a man where I have a bag of the devil wealth, where me get from the devil people, like all of Vibes Cartel, with all of that devil wealth, because we think him get the money. If Vibes Cartel used to live a waterford like how all of we used to live there and play ball and come up, that means they never have no devil money until him going at the entertainment and everything change. And when you get all them kind of money that you have some kind of influence out there, and then you have this, you call it illusion. that you are so much more powerful than even God himself because of the, devil script. And because of that, this is why them a move at you. So you say, because I'm not really partake like that, them will know, say, it means significant. Make we just take with him things and bully him and rough him up. Because I'm not going to have no bag of money with no bag of people. But the total opposite, man. I usually the righteous man tearing down. I usually the simple man. Yeah, man. Check the analogy of David and Goliath. He never come out in an armory or nothing. He just come out with a slingshot and some stone. And then just lick down somebody was significant. He not come mash up the little Mickey Mouse people. He come for the top people. The one when named Goliath was saying the bodies. And just clap him. And that was that. Yeah, man. Who are the head around there? Which one now are the head demon? That's it. On the outside of law, that make on a criminal. And there is no justice to be had here on the island. I'm never end up approve it. Never literally prove that there is no justice here to be had. Guy from me second and I take my care and I carry me through legal process when me are shown us on the outside of law. You understand? This is why the judgment I go reach on me. I wanna forget it. I wanna get it. I wanna go and get it personally. I forget on a judgment. I wanna go get it personally. I saw the earth set. I wanna never continue to deceive the people, oppress the people. And when the people are looked upon their oppressors, are people like us, our very same people, because they are being led by some hidden hand, usually some foreign hidden hand, some white man type of hidden hand. Our government work for white people. It's only through the common people. It's totally unaware. The government of Jamaica, which is a corporation, is working for some white foreign people, owned and controlled by some white foreign people, and I play politics with the inhabitants of the island, with all kind of international foreign people, unknown to the inhabitants, unknown to the common folk. Them caught up in a one side of it, where them are said them are PMP for life, or them are GLP for life, want to double PGA. They better raise another party and call it double PGA. Because when me a little boy, we'd have that, a party that, where them are say the communists that. But now they don't need that, because both the GLP and the PMP I work for the communist China and the communist Russia. And it's evidence in front of them. China now a big top communist country, man. They know we in a bed with China, yet to not burn at any other things. And this Jamaican government like to talk about America this and America that, and them a make treaty with America from 1962. So when people for know so them are Jamaican, them can't make you know that because they can't go to America without visa. In a year, them a give all kind of American national. Them say US citizen, and look at the documents I'm share out there. Them say American national, and this are back in the days, 1960s. So what changed now? How come we don't have no Jamaican national or American national? What changed? How come all of a sudden everybody is just subject? I rebut that. I'm nobody's slave. And any man will try enslave you, you have to kill him. Any man will try enslave you, you have to kill him. Any man will try to enslave you should die 1,000 deaths brutally, and his family should pay the ultimate price, blood for blood. Any man or woman will participate in enslaving any other else man or woman should die 1,000 deaths, and his family should pay the ultimate price. They should be removed from existence, irrespective of their capacity. Don't come out here, boy, you're a judge and I move outside the law. You understand? Don't come out here, boy, you're a politician You have to wait till people consent. And most of the people consent, so that is fine. That is fine because the people agree to be subjects and governed by you. But when other people say, "Oh, for fuck off, oh, for just do that, oh, for go ahead, oh, impose on illegal activity on people when I have no interest." Contract is always meeting of the mind, and only have authority for contract. And when people choose not to contract, then it's just that. And you can't coerce, threaten, you understand, or induce people into any kind of you can't force people for contract. And you're not going to enslave a man that's free. This is why I want to destroy so much people. What good in the earth. But it took a turn. The time I come now where uno on a family I go get the destruction. Because truth I go permeate the earth. You know, I can have law and you go outside of the law and I teach the people criminality because you want, entertain commerce. And this is what has been happening unbeknownst to the people. Again, a government has been granted the power to provide and obtain services by contract. Dunce. What is a contract? Whether federal, like the corporate government of Jamaica, or at the state level, like the island of Jamaica, when nobody now secure the office there, and provide 3 separate and distinct areas of service. However, through silent deception and inducement by fraud, public officials / servants get re-elected by appeasing to the Jamaican people's demand for services that the Constitution of Jamaica does not allow the corporate government to provide. How much people know that thing there? First, the corporate government is providing essential government services. They perform the function of executive, legislative, and judicial department of their respective agency through their several branches. So you see, it's 3 separate and distinct branch. That's why them say, no organ of the state shall make no law or act to abrogate, infringe, or mess with our fundamental rights and freedoms. This is what we are talking about in our fundamental rights and freedoms. And the Constitution is in place to secure and guarantee that, not to give it to us. We have that inherently. That's the difference. And some of them little dirty judge here, some little untidy judge, and some of them dirty politician here. They know the truth, but them won't go usurp your authority. Because them are say, have none. Them are give you some slave narrative, say you're born a slave, and them can't prove it. And them in an official capacity as servant, and have the audacity to call you slave. It's because of your lack of knowledge, free people. There is no way a piece of paper should be able to subject you. The people who will perpetrate these things should die 1,000 deaths, and their families should pay the ultimate price. Erase from this earth, blood for blood. On a sideway talk, we are sure you say, boy, watch ya. The true criminal are these perpetrators will put themselves up in a so-called authority when them are commit criminal activity in office. And because them teach our people nonsense and distract our people with the very nonsense, then the people are looked to the very criminal for justice. I know I won't be able to find none there. It's all about money and business. But I will love to go through this process and demonstrate it. The very first thing, me have a court date too far, me not get a speedy trial. There is a judge will come in front of me where when me get her name, I will call up her name like that. She don't have no sense. I can't say that much. Because she no realize a man like me is in front of her. We are going to expose the fraud and the criminal conduct that this untidy people are perpetrate in the courthouse while they're in office. This is why it's treason. This is why they're supposed to lose their heads. This is why they should die 1,000 deaths, because they are outside of law. They are criminal. And we are demonstrated easily by sharing some information, and then we can put together a document to indict these people. Only because we don't have the information we need, these people are take with a fool. They might take good people. Watch me. You have bad man out there. And when I say bad man, you have bad man out there. Where I carry a gun and I bust it on people and I care. Then you have a lot of a plethora of petty criminal, man, we are grab chain, man, we are doing. These people are out there. And we not in a them category there. Me not have no need for go out there go rob. Listen again. I have absolutely no need to rob anything at all. Me not have no reason for go stick up nobody and take what them off. Because I live simple. You understand? I've never seen nobody die from starvation or malnutrition on this island. I've never seen it. You understand? And when you have the basic necessities, it's just that. Because on the island, yeah, if you have toothbrush and toothpaste, you throw a chew stick. A simple thing. You get me? You have sugar and coffee and milk for make your bossy coffee tea or your chocolate tea. You just pick piece of soursop leaf and drop it in a tin pan with some water and you warm that. And that is power for you right there. So there is, other people and we are around down the illusion and the material thing, a thief up there. And you have a bad mind, envious, grudgeful, covetous for thief. So the moment you become cognizant of these things, people first start, shy away from them kind of pettiness there. Because something else are going that is major when nobody now tell you about. And these people in office, you have the good and you have the bad. But it seems like more time we come across the bad ones, the criminal-minded ones, the ones that's there to hustle. These people are the criminals, my people. They know the truth, especially these judges. Yeah, man, them supposed to learn and know the difference because Justice David Batts said the moment he entered law school, the first thing he was taught was the constitutional law. So you see, them have to know what is right, what is proper, what is good, and then them find ways to go against it. This is what the adversary does. This is why I call them a demonic entity out there. This is why I say the spirit will animate some of these judges are demonic because a lot of them are involved in a demonic rituals. And the courthouse only can align themselves with necromancy. Only necromancy. Them can only deal with graveyard. This is why you say we had on the news where them find how much skeletons and bodies and all kind of things in some of these large houses, yet absolutely no prosecution, absolutely nothing. It's disappeared from the news. No different from the millions of drug busts and absolutely, you know, so the police them get new equipment. The police them alone I get all kind of fanciness. Yet these very police officers should be equipped with body cam. So when them stop anyone, everything is being recorded where you can request these things to prove what went on. How not spend so much money on everything else except these things? So you say, I want to know what I want to do. I want to know what nobody holding up accountable. A man like me, who never dislike me. Because who am I if you talk this way? That's what someone want to say. Who am I when I'm a man in this earth? And I've not sold my soul to the devil for nothing. Absolutely nothing. While on the other hand, you people are demonic. Some of you judges are demonic. And again, you're involved in demonic rituals. I know this, and you know it. And the people know it. But the people just, powerless under witchcraft, under wizardry, under necromancy. Yeah, man. So second, the corporate government separate function is to provide property management service relating to the property of the government. You hear that? The government couldn't want to manage my property when I belong to them. So this is why me are telling us that people want to get this clarity in this place going erupt. Yeah, man, it's like a half erupt. Because you got even the very police, them are righteous and good. I say, watch out, hold on, man. So now have we work so hard and have we are and we're wealthy around here, so and we alone I eat. This is why we have to try to protect the police officers, is when them now no behavior with us embarrass them. But we know so the police officers under the yoke. God, them are the toy soldiers, them are the pawns where them use and then just dismiss because them have insurance when them get in trouble. Them just take with them and run them out of the force and then go live like, yeah. Some of the criminal one them, when them get in trouble and them know what's to come, them supervisor inform them ahead of time so they make preparation and them leave the island. Sometimes the very same system will set them up in a whatever situation around them. If there is law, make we uphold the law. Now you can't ask people for uphold the law when one is outside the law. How can you ask a man to be lawful when you don't know what it is? You're far removed from it. Corporate government of Jamaica. Yeah, man. This include management of the building, motor vehicle, road, record system, parks, and providing police. Here the function, property management, providing police, which is an acronym for policy enforcement service. In this function, the municipal corporation power and authority are like any private person acting in a proprietary capacity. In other words, the moment them descend to the level of a corporation where they are engaged in a business, them can be sued just like any other legal entity or person. So that's what I mean. Very same capacity. So them really are move from a private but are govern the public with them private mess. The corporate government separate function is the capacity to offer and market various benefits and services of a non-governmental nature outside the scope of what can be offered by said corporate government, organized and constrained by the Constitution of Jamaica. So they say them is outside the law. You understand? Because the Constitution I say, yo, these are the provision for the ones on ones. It's just like the Constitution not have nothing to do with license and driver's license. The Constitution say if you have a passport, because when you have a state passport from the Constitution, then you're a national. You understand? This is why I'm going to remove myself from being a Jamaican citizen. So I'm fall under what is considered a national or a Commonwealth citizen, for lack of a better word. These are the distinction, but ask me if Jamaica know nothing about it. No, them not make provision. Because them I said, no, we're not going to figure it out. Approach this thing this way. Them say we're a slave. And we have to follow their, rules, regulation, and instructions. And I beg to differ. Because me I said, not judge whether man or woman is not above the law. And if you not presume to be above the law, then demonstrate how. Demonstrate why to get immunity if it break the law and nobody holding accountable. Show me where. This is why I say what honor do with a policy and a legality is not law, and it not apply to free people. It does not. But we not go and continue to bully until it come right back around inside their homes. When other people step inside their homes and start bullying them and make them feel how that feel. You understand? Yeah, when people just take on things like just take away my property. People just look upon phone property and just take it. And look upon the loved one's life disappear in front of them. That's when you're not going to comprehend the scope of what I deal with. Because I don't want it one way. I don't want to run out and decimate people, but I don't want that very same decimation come home to them. When it reach, you want to make a big issue, as if that's not the law of nature. You can't see a man demonstrate them. I've shown a young police officer my document where I show him, said, this is a document where I renounce it. And you know what a young police officer said to me? The man just look up on me and said, but you are immune. I'm a smile and say, shh, you know what I mean? And so the young police, this is down on Elliston Road. You understand? Salute. Yeah, my good general. Sir Cole. Yeah, man. And I know what go on with you out there. But yeah, man, when people can read and write, you don't have much problem. It's when them cannot read and write. Them just dark. Them that the ignorant type. The one that them like the property management police officer. You see how him big and ugly and just untidy and him talk. Those are the dunce ones. Those are the ones who get the job because them daddy was some little, part of the organization. And these are the ones who are problematic out there. Because you have the good ones, them were intelligent. All when them not have a degree, they are intelligent, good people. So you can always communicate with them. You can always reason with them, and you can always resolve any situation with them. The dunce one, them. The little, them one, they are the problem out there. And them one, they have to, eradicate. Just like you have some so-called resident magistrate who learned and know what's going on, but them choose to stay outside of the law. Your judgment shall come, and it's going to be exciting. Because all they want a precedent set, and when the precedent set, then the water just bust open. The dam bust open. Then everybody have to run. You people are lawless out there. And you know it. That's the sad thing. You people know it. Yeah, man. In this function, the municipal, yeah. All right. One was to offer and market various benefits and services of non-governmental. All right. Now, watch this. These benefits are private business activity. Again, these benefits are private business activity. These benefits are private business activity controlled exclusively by the terms and conditions of the contracting offer. It's all about contract. But for you people, you ignore the contractual side of it and make it all about the money by any means necessary. So if we not for break laws, and commit all kind of illegal, immoral, unlawful act, then as long as you not gain the money, which is the surety, if you can have access, our people now realize that's what it is about. It's not the chunk change that you see exchanging in front of you, dollars and cents. No. It's the book data entry that is associated with your legal entity or your juristic person. That's where them are fleas. This is why them will give you a $10,000 bond. In 2019, them give me a 2019, them give me a $10,000 recognizance bond. Because I have to pull up all this paper and I go back through these things. And this in the other day, May 2nd, them give me a $100,000 recognizance bond. Own recognizance, meaning your own surety, meaning it's you, meaning it's your juristic person, meaning it not have nothing to do with these satanic people. What I'm going to try to do is administrate or fleece. This is what I'm going to do. And then use the court clerk as the underwriter for underwrite your own bond within the court, because these people have bond, because they must have a bond, but them now put it up. Yeah, man. The only constitutional provision governing these contract services is the constitutional prohibition on the impairment of the obligation of contracts you find in Chapter 3, Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedoms. Remember, in that very same Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedom, it has said, boy, this is binding upon these public servants. Yeah, man. Then we say agency. An agency cannot be proven out of the mouth of an agent attorney, because the attorney is an agent. Yeah, man. Must be proven out of the mouth of the principal or the principal. In Federal Court Insurance v. Merrill, this is some Supreme Court ruling, because we like to, have it as a verification. We now say it a lot. We just say things will happen before. We can look at these things as precedent. It's whatever the form in which the government functions, anyone entering into an arrangement with the government takes a risk of having accurately ascertained that he who purports to act for the government stays within the bounds of his authority. Unlike this senior sergeant of police at the Greater Portmore Police Station, who is supposed to be a supervisor that cannot read and write. You understand? Can't read and write to save him life. Even though the agent himself may be unaware of the limitation upon his authority. So you have a lot of dunce police out there, probably through them get a gun, them say, oh, them are God. And that's when them go, they're going to make a mess, because them dunce like rat butt. What am I do with gun out there? You understand? This is why I salute the intelligent people and where, choose to communicate. Choose to be a public officer opposed to be a public servant. You know what I mean? Or opposed to be a policy enforcer. Respect the office where you hold. If you don't know the information, try ascertain it so you're not getting in trouble. And when you have done senior officer like some of these supervisor, when I read and write properly, I must can at least call the words. But when I have people like these, I have to protest and say, watch out. I now work with that money because I get in trouble. So them keep people like these off the road. So people like me now have to come through this thing. Because the government of Jamaica now have no authority over me. Not this corporate construct where me express it is a piece of paper. When you have a state constitution where I said these guys not supposed to mess around. This is why I said them are going to get burned, you know. Because we are proof that them outside the law. And the very law are going to judgment them. The very law itself. Man just have to direct. And when we not get no justice, then it only makes sense we take up this thing in our own hand and judgment them out, them man. But yeah, say man, and we not criminal. And you are the criminal. And you oppress we and I put we through all of this. We have to brace and take it, because it come right back to us. And we might just end up experience these things in our lifetime. We might just see it. Where the people take back them authority, take back them power from these usurping demonic entities out there. This is why God make man, and God give man dominion over all things. God never give things dominion over man. You understand? This is why I know for burn on a fancy house, for burn on a fancy car, for burn on a fancy lawn, for burn on a bloodline, for burn. Why? Because on a evil, on a perpetrate evil. Yeah, man. And on the spawn of evil, on a for burn. No water. It's fire. It's straight fire. It's straight fire. Dirty oppressor. And when you look at you people, you look just like me. When I look upon the judge look just like me. And I like is a foreign judge, we're white and all of them things there. Devil wanna look just like me, but when I work for the devil. Because I met George Soros, where I know man like me, that man there come from some demonic seed somewhere. Come here with a bag of devil money. The moment you have uphold the office of prophet, that's where Juno Monita, the money goddess, dwell. So most of us worship this demonic bitch. Juno Monita, this sodomite demonic bitch. That's how now worship and now run down the money. You understand? And these learned people in the court system, they know they are the culprits. When I think it was just the attorney, and now I have to correct myself. The attorney are directed by these judges, and these judges are live up in some places and I go on like say them special. I guess them live on Mars. Whenever them leave, them go Mars. You can't find them, and we won't locate them here. You understand? And me I look upon some history when I see them have a president over there named John F. Kennedy, and I couldn't believe when I see that man get hit. I'm like, what? Down to the president can get clapped? Oh man. But me they done figure that out long time. Say, I am not special on the earth. I am only can move with the most I create and him give me this life as long as he might in it. And when I'm ready to take it, me now have no control over it. You understand? But some of you demonic people look like say, boy, I get some special privilege. Because I can do all kind of wrong and get no punishment. How? All of that I got change. All of it I got change. Yeah, man, we're going to retaliate, man. We are going to retaliate. I hear when me I say it this way. I personally, not necessarily have to step in, but we are unleash the ancestral spirit out there for say retaliation when you get offended wrongfully, man. When criminal violate you, man, you decimate criminal, man, in any capacity where it's there. We decimate principality in any capacity. Dirty rulers of darkness, we ever shine light in our dark, dirty place, exposing of filthiness and exposing of nakedness. We are going to decimate them, man. We're not afraid of them, man. Yeah, man. We're not afraid of them, man. This is the ancestral spirit, yeah. And push out them, man. We're going to decimate your devil. You devils that sit down up in some high chair but know the truth. Prepare. Prepare, because the archangel are going to walk through the place. And when him find no wanting, yeah, I saw it going on. And the most I am going to move through man, just like how the fallen angel move and work through uno, where a man and woman. I want to think this battle is good against evil. And this ancient war has been waging for eons. And as love, as our frequency, we're not going to make phone or hate decimate with. Yeah. We're going to decimate on no, for no evil out there. We don't have no truth, no void of it. Public officers are merely the agent of the public. You hear that? Public officers, public officials, public servants are merely the agent of the public whose power and authority are defined and limited by law. What law? The very constitution of Jamaica was said, "You don't have no right to do nothing at all. We are going to, violate our lawful capacity." This is why I no wage war against the common people. I'm putting myself in some kind of high capacity as I want to have status or, of nobility, title of nobility. That's what I want to give myself. Talk about an attorney, one of a criminal in an activity. People, it's easy to know. Are you upholding your public oath of office today? And when them say no, if you can run, you just run. You understand? If you can't run, stand down and invoke your right to remain silent because you're in a criminal active arena and you're amongst criminal people. So you have to stay silent. If you can't run from them, you just walk away, tell them have a good day. You don't want to engage in anything that is unlawful. It's that simple, And make them do them unlawful act because them are going to do them illegal and unlawful act anyway. They have been doing it for a long time and got away with it. Until now, what people know say, no, man, you can't retaliate, man. When them do wrong, no, man, you gotta find them, man. Find them and fix them, man. And if them too strong, put an international bounty on them. You have people who come hunt them for free, man. You have real people out there who come hunt these criminals for free. Yeah. It is any act without the scope of the authority so defined does not bind the principal. So when the police officer, like this senior sergeant of police from the Greater Portmore Police Station, who is acting in the capacity as a supervisor and cannot read and write properly, when he make them kind of error, they must say it does not bind him boss. You know what I mean? And all persons dealing with such agent are charged with knowledge of the extent of that very agent's authority. But true, me know them not have no authority, but them have big guns, so them bully you. You understand? Now if me stand up out there with my rifle in my hand and I tell them, say, pussy, I'm not in it with you, You'd see a whole different thing go on and a whole different thing on the news. And after me mash them up and get where big old man hunt, helicopter, everything, me turn big old when me right for protect myself from these enemies. These enemy of the people. Because the moment you move against the constitutional law of Jamaica, you become an enemy of the people. You start work with the foreign bankers. You start work with the IMF people. You sell out the people. And this is why you have so much harvest, body harvesting. Watch me, people, a long time, them a kill you and take away your body parts. Me hear some people talk something now, I say, I show, so much information. I'm on touch upon so much different topics and giving a whole bunch of hints. a long time ago, just like how me I bring it to you for make you know, say, want to see out there no law. These people are far removed from law. And when you ask them as public servants, are you upholding your public oath? Them are going to mess around when them want to be bad. And if they're honorable, they'll say yes, and them are going to act accordingly. But you will get that few and far between. You understand? Because most of them don't know nothing about what me I talk about. Dunce like right back. Them just going on one little training place with some bunch of dunce, but I'm not teaching them law. Remember, you know, from the primary school to the high school to the university, the people them fear know about the constitutional law. When you're in a pre-K, you fear learn these things. Jamaican populace was denied that access. The Jamaican common people was denied that access. And nobody direct them say, go and go read, go and go look, go and go look. So this is why them say, oh, I be a dunce round here. And we don't have a problem with that. Because I am one of those dunce that is round here. But this dunce I put some only for sodomite in our place. With no fear. Absolutely none. Figuratively, you people sodomize our people since 1962. And the foreigners come here in 1492 and invade this place. You understand? In 1655, the British came here and have not left. This is why I say, yeah, the Commonwealth citizen will belong to the state of Jamaica, which is the island of Jamaica, which attached to the land. Where the Constitution is the supreme law of the land, not the sea. And then you have the government of Jamaica, which is a separate and distinct entity created specifically for engage in commerce for profit or gain. And over there, so now you require consent. But them bypass your consent. This is why them not have due process. Them ignore due process of law. Them say them have guns. This is why I say to Jamaican people, when police here with a gun, them kill you. That's because you're a citizen of Jamaica. A man like me may have gun. When them kill me, it's unlawful because me have a right to have any kind of gun. And a boy enough to tell me about no licensing, or you want check what? At them truth you don't want, but because the people not develop enough to carry and conduct themselves lawfully. This is why I'm gonna bring them information here forward long time. Because we have right to have a big gun. All tanker, we have right to have tanker. You understand? When you're under the constitutional law. But the moment you subscribe to this corporate demonic system called the government of Jamaica with some dunce people and some little untidy people, all them do is, you know what I mean? Fleece the common people and fatten for them own coffer, for them own pocket fatten. When them drive uptown and them gated community and them feel secure. You get me? And when them a go up in them gated community, them a pass through some little area where them people, all of them put together probably don't even have $1,000 in the house. And the common people say it's okay. Them think that is not okay. You understand? However, if you, the common people, choose to live that way, there's nothing a man can do. You're free will choice. But when man free themselves and demonstrate and express it, and not mess around like this, away I say, man, on the outside of law, on the wrong. Big violation. You understand? This is why with the test, the dunce, will purport themselves as having authority. When you dunce, to learn to read and write, man, before you come out here behave inappropriate. You understand? All the oppression we will not give to we, you know. We are brace and take it, you know, because it will come back to we, you know. I saw it hurt running, you know. It go around and come around. So we are brace and take it because we're confident it will come back to him. And it will come tenfold. And we are going to see it. Jamaica, government of Jamaica, is a fictitious entity listed as debtor, corporation. They are there for profit or gain. They're not there for the office of trust. They are there to make money at all costs. So they move away from the constitutional law and operate under the guise of law, the color of law, making you people think you're in law when you're far removed from it, only because of the word wizardry being perpetrated here in this hemisphere by foreigners. So the government of Jamaica and all of the people I'm associated with it is owned, controlled, and ruled by white people over foreign. You get me? By foreign people. Yeah, it's safe to say a white man own the government of Jamaica and them employ the black people them as slaves. You get me? For try to enslave everybody else. That's basically what it is. And this is why you have an IMF in place. We always have fair tech loan with all the natural resources we have to export and how much billions and billions we're supposed to have come here. For some reason, none of it not reach back here. Everything that's gone. And we have some sodomite people about them in our government are oppressed with. And we're supposed to take it. Enough of that. We represent law, you know. We represent the rule of law. As we say, when uno feel like say boy, uno have authority, uno not have none. All uno have is tyranny. That's it. Because we have demonstrated, so the lawyer, and I choose to go outside of it. And when we used to look at all attorneys and said, no, are you judges will know better? Because uno get rich. Are you politicians who are complicit? You understand? Look at the island. I be a foreign man come here and have things. Me there over Elsha, when me look at some white man, me see I walk down on the beach. And this is a location me used to ride my bicycle and go sit down. Years. Me I do them thing there before. Houses are built around there, sir, brethren. And them have some nice houses there now. And we have some long time where I used to go fishing. I go back around to Old Harbor side there, sir, if you can. You know what I mean? Yeah. And when me look out of it, look like a, you know, now so me have no problem, you know. But me I say some white people I'm seeing in my place. Ghetto people stay in the mess in ghetto. In order for ghetto people come out of the ghetto, them have to go engage in a criminality. Because when you walk, you're not going to make it. You have to go turn attorney and engage in a criminality to get the big money. You have to go turn banker and engage in a criminality to get the money. You have to go turn politician to get out the ghetto. You understand? The few who just step out it, you know, them just lucky. You understand? Now, why we can't fix up them location there? Why Petrojam there with millions of dollars because Petrojam deal with island gas? How Petrojam now work on Greenwich Farm and transform that area there for have the people and start think different about themselves? You know, say if a man own him house, every day I get up and sweep and clean that. Every day I make sure say boy around him yard clean and them things. They can't own that. Usually go in a community, the people them own them house and take care right. There's always some vagabonds who come pay rent, make a mess. Always. Because the vagabonds come with some dog where them not have it on leash and the very same mongrel dog come in a your yard and make a mess. And you don't have no dog. These vagabonds. This is why I say, boy, I get knowledge and rise up, man. Because this is how them are really oppressed with because we don't have knowledge. And we can't follow nobody. And we have to apply ourselves. And we have to ask questions. And we have to ascertain the answers. Yeah, man. I think we have much more, Public officers are bound because of the oath, affirmation, contract required at Chapter 3, Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedom of the Constitution of Jamaica. Remedy may be found when the individual officer of the municipal corporation violate the Constitution while in the capacity of providing these essential governmental services. We can touch upon them things later. Yeah. Not necessarily one day all day, but me just like for bring information and yeah, chant out there, cause we can. Free people can do it, them wanted. As long as them not break the law. And I know the government of Jamaica. And none of these parish court judges, none of these judges can present any law where I say me I break or violate any laws. None of them. God, it's non-existent. The only law here is the Constitution. And the Constitution say you resident magistrate, you parish court judge, you understand, you public authority with the police service commission or public service commission. One is outside of the constitutional law, because now operate for profit. You understand? The corporation is separate and distinct from the state. But the state government vacate that location and only a function in a corporate capacity. That's what's happening out there, my people. However, step by step. Step by step. Boy, the sun rise and a beat for me. Normally, I would go out there, get in some run, but probably today I do something else, Get in some run late evening, probably about 5 o'clock. I'm going to jog out there. But today, the sun hot, so I'm going to drop some paint from my place and, give thanks, as always, for the Most High Creator of nature and the inspiration and power where I manifest through the earth. Let truth reign out the people. Yeah, man. Just let truth reign. Burn them out there and run them. Or them outside the law. Trick them or trick you with them legality. Yeah, man. Judgment them out there. Only true we not retaliate, them a get away with all of what them a get away with. But all of that shall come to an end. Because righteousness shall prevail. Righteousness shall prevail.